continue on page 20, the final 3 lines of the page Romamu. We turn to page 23 and we welcome in the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi. may be seated. We turn to page 27, a song for the day of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. L'shimcha elyon. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Sing with me. Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Le'hagid b'boker chasrecha. Ve'emunatcha b'haleilot. Hale'asor v'ale'navel. Hale'higayon ve'chinor. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Adikat hamar yifrach ke'erez b'Lebanon yizke. Shetulim beveit Adonai. V'chatrot Eloheinu yafrichun. Od yirvu mesevad shenim v'rananim yiyu. Lehagi ki ashar Adonai. Turi v'lo havlatabo.
Page 29.
Adonai malaki ulavesh, lavesh Adonai osita zarak velbalet imo. Ikolot mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam adir b'marom Adonai erotecha nemnu milvetcha navakodesh Adonai leorech yamim.
I invite everyone to please rise. If you're so inclined to do so, put your arms around the person next to you. If you're thinking of family, loved ones who are far away, reach out to them with your hearts, and we share with them the words of Berkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. Ken yehi ratzon.
May Adonai bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Ken yehi ratzon.
May Adonai's countenance shine upon you, and may Adonai bestow kindness on you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Ken
Adonai's countenance be lifted toward you, and may Adonai grant you peace.
Amen.
Ken Yehi Ratzon. May be seated. Now turn to our Mishaberach prayers, and we think of those in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being. Included in our prayers tonight, we think of Rav Yaakov Chai ben Hadassah, Shimon ben Yaakov Mordechai ben Naomi, Devorah bat Sarah, Herschel Yehoshua ben Malka, Peril bat Rezel, Dov ben Ita, Shmuel Yaakov ben Kalia Ba'ari, Devorah Rachel, Malka bat Sarah, Leib Israel ben Sipora, Aliza Meira bat Leah, Tzivia bat Chana, Sarah bat Chaya, Chanoch Yitzchak ben Sarah, Sarah bat Shendel, Binyamin Noah, Raphael ben Peril, Chaim Yitzchak ben Gittel Fagel, Dawson Julia, Elijah Avila, Jordana Faith Ram, Mabel Tannenbaum, Kathy Berlin, Philip LaMancha, Irene Janet Locker, Linda Castellanos, Thomas Clark, David Shmuel ben Chaim Beryl, Marcia Bracha Batoba, Joanne Cameron, Linda Bain Clark, Shirley Noble, Chana Shifra bat Moshe Bluma, Reuben ben Shmuel, Carol Spiesman, Abraham David ben Liba, Shmuel Hirsch ben Liba, Robert Isser, Miriam Daniela bat Areli Moshe, Phyllis Keller, Kathy Stevenson, Malka bat Alec, Leah Libby bat Doba. If you'd like to pray for someone tonight, I invite you to please rise and to recite the name of the person or people you're praying for when I look in your direction. Kol HaCholim and all those who are ill, Cantor leads us to prayer for healing. Turn to page 30, and I invite those in mourning or observing a yahrzeit this week to please rise and join me in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei techol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'yimru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Ulamei Almaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar V'yitromam V'yitnasei V'yithadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Tekudsha Brihu Le'ela Min Kol Berchata V'shirata Tush Bechata V'nechemata Damiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. May be seated. Shabbat shalom, everyone. So this week in my house, Heidi and I had an ongoing machloket, an ongoing dispute or debate that we actually have twice a year. Machloket that comes back twice every year about that very confusing thing that's going to happen tomorrow night, or Sunday morning perhaps, time change. Since we all know, we spring forward and we fall back, tomorrow night we will turn our clocks back by 1 hour, and theoretically, at least, gain an hour of sleep. It's a topic of conversation in my house whenever we change the clocks, because we want to know how is it that time change is going to affect our children's sleep hours, which are a precious commodity, as they are for most parents of young children. Heidi worries about it and thinks that our children will not sleep at all after time change, and tries to figure out the exact right time to put them to bed so that their sleep schedule will not be disturbed any more than it is. Well, I'm a little more cynical, and I'm of the opinion that they're already terrible sleepers, so it's really not going to make a difference if we lose an hour here or there. But time change is actually a very Jewish issue as well. And while Heidi and I might disagree on the effects of time change on our children's sleeping habits, we are in 100% agreement that falling back an hour in November makes Shabbat, makes the Sabbath, a whole lot harder. To be Shomer Shabbat, that is the term that is often used to describe people who are traditionally Sabbath observant, means to have everything we need for the whole day of Shabbat ready to go by the time we light Shabbat candles 18 minutes before sunset on Friday. The house needs to be clean, all the electronics put away or plugged in. The stroller needs to be taken out of the car. The lights we leave on all flipped on, and the lights we leave off all flipped off. The food shopped for and cooked. During the spring and the summer, this is not particularly difficult, as Shabbat can start here in Charlotte close to 9 o'clock. But in the weeks ahead of us, when sundown is before 5 o'clock, it can be a somewhat stressful challenge to be ready in time for the beginning of Shabbos. Now, besides the Shabbat scene in the movie Fiddler on the Roof, I can't think of any other depictions in popular culture of the time leading up to Shabbat, and that moment when we actually welcome in the day of rest, lighting candles, marking the difference between the week that is ending, the week of work, of Melacha, and the day of rest, day of Shabbat. So I was moved, and I turn back to every year by an article in the wellness section of the New York Times back in 2016, titled, "When the Sun Sets Early, It's a Race to Prepare for Shabbat." The author, Karen Barrow, describes how being Shomer Shabbat means that you only have 6 days to fit in a week's worth of all the normal errands and chores required of a modern home. She wonders if it is worth all the trouble. But then she talks about that moment when her family gathers around the Shabbat table. And she says, "Out with that breath goes the stress of a long week of work and the commotion of a busy family, the unrelenting weekly routine, the scheduling and preparing and endless to-dos. We have made it to another Friday night. The next day, the world around us will slow. We will stay in pajamas until after breakfast, linger over meals with neighbors, take naps, read books on our cozy couch, play games as a family, or maybe take a walk outside if it's not too cold. But everything else will have to wait. If it wasn't already done, it won't be done today." On the early Shabbatot over the winter, I'm reminded that what is true about Shabbat is true about any part of Jewish faith, and is also true about life in general. When you want something to be meaningful, when you want something to be special, it will only be meaningful and special if you put in the work beforehand to make it so. Shabbat is one of my favorite parts of being Jewish, having that day of rest that feels truly different than the 6 days that come before it. But it's up to us in our house, and up to each and every one of us in our homes and our lives, to make it a holy and restful day for ourselves with the work that we put into preparing for it. Shabbat Shalom, and I hope that you have a peaceful, a restful, and a holy Shabbat. We turn to page 39, and please rise for the Baruch Hu. said, Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons, and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from before the light.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המריב הרבי.
Amen. Page 40.
אהבת עולם יצלמך, אהבת תורה יהם חיינו ואורך ימינו בהם נגע יומם ולילה בבטך תשים ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל
Amen.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך
בכל לבבך
ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך ויום שמות ישמע זאת Adonai Elohechem emet.
Page 43. Then Moses, Miriam, and the people Israel joyfully sang this song to you, Mi Chamocha Ba'alim Adonai, page 44.
And Rabbi, when I so rudely was speaking during the beginning of your Dvar Torah,
We have a guest joining us on the
we
Bima.
do. I was so impressed that our bat mitzvah from 2 weeks ago showed up to Shul, and not only did she show up, but she agreed to lead
She's ready to
Micha
sing.
Mocha.
We call back Amalia Getting It Done Bordaloy.
That's right. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מקיפת אדוני את יעקב וגר מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, Adonai our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom leshalom Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom leshalom v'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim chayim ufros aleinu sukkot shlomecha shlomecha. When I lay down at night, when I rest my head, oh God, watch over me. And when the morning comes, we thank Adonai and pray for peace. Hashkivenu Adonai v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ushmor tzitenu vohinu lechayim uleshalom me'ata v'ad olam ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha baruch ata Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Page 46, please rise for Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Min yuvim b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Ve'amad yivra chirute ve'amlich malchute
B'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala u'bizman kariv
V'imeru.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olam maya Yitbarach
Yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yipar v'terman v'yinaseh v'yitazar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei rekudsha brichu le'elam min kol birchata ve'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata damiran b'yama.
v'imeru.
Amen. We spend the next few moments in silent prayer, the words of the Amidah, beginning on page 47.
Shalom, b'imromav, ose shalom, ose shalom, ose shalom, b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael. Let there be peace, let there be peace, and the world will live as one, as one. Oh, say shalom. shalom, ose shalom, biromav, ose shalom, ose shalom, ose shalom, ose shalom, biromav. Let there be peace, let there be peace, let there be peace throughout the world. Let there be peace. Ose shalom, ose shalom, bimromav.
Page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
Yikaravi kadash merava.
Amen.
Yamadi brachiruti v'mnichakotei b'chaychonu v'mchonu v'chaychonu b'Beit Yisrael b'galav bizman kariv imru
Amen. Yesh merava mevorach le'olam olam me'omaya yitbarach
Yiparach v'yishlavach v'yibar v'yidrumam v'yinaseh v'yizazar v'yitzal v'yitzal hashmei rekut shabrichu
brichu
Leila mincha v'chata v'shirata tishbachata v'nachamata damiran me'ama v'imeru
Amen.
Yitkabat tzolton v'alton torah Yisrael kodam avohon v'yishmai v'imeru
Amen.
Yishamar rav min shmai v'chaim lein v'kol Yisrael v'imru
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav uyaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen
Amen. We turn to page 55, and I'd like to invite anyone younger than bar bat mitzvah to join me up on the bima for Kiddush. And I invite everyone to please rise. Come on up. Come too, or you can have your juice down there. Oh, maybe I should have waited till we come up. I got the cups exactly right. You know? Savrim Aranan Rabbanan Rabotai Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu mitzvotav ratzavanu V'shabbat kodsho b'yavav ratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh Zecher litziat Mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta V'yotanu kidashta Mikol hamim V'shabbat kodshecha B'ahava u'bratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat
Amen.
L'chaim. Cheers.
L'chaim, everyone. Take a sip.
Chaim. Page 56, Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol latit gedula liotzer brishit shelo asanu kegoyei haratzot velo samanu kamishpechot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem vigor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu noten shamayim v'yoser haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mimal u'shlinot uzo v'govei meromim u'Elohei הכתוב בתורתך ארוניים לך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
May be seated. We turn to page 58. This Shabbat we mark the yortzites of Leah Glazer, Marilyn Cinco Farwell, Rose Koslow, Ernest Stern, Shirley Kramer, Harry Collar, Arthur Rychek, Jack Caro, Tanya Candless, David Sheffer, Marjorie Stein, Tanya Glauberman, Louis Karp, Fred Lewin, Hyman Polk, Ida Beanstalk, Sadie Kirsch, Ann Cavadlo, Esther Ackerman, Kitty Farber, William Goldstein, Abraham Minkin, Samuel Cantor, Pearl Pebby Polk, Golda Kaplan, Liba Wanowich, Pinchas Wanowich, Joseph Barb, Olga Jaime D. Abadi, William Bension, George Weinstein, Ellen Newman, Sophia Swimmer, Nathan Bergen, Nathan Sucker, Stephen Peatluck, Bella Kagan, Virginia Livingston, Irene Steinberger, Howard Levine, Amelia Solman, Helen Reich, Shirley Bucketman, Seymour Malman, Betty Wolfson Shapiro, Blanche Fingold, and Saul Mandel. We also extend condolences to families in the midst of Shloshim, the 30 days following the death of a loved one, to the Swimmer family for the passing of Marilyn Swimmer, to the Lusky and Valenstein families for the passing of Isaac Lusky, to Marilyn Krause for the passing of her brother Sherman Hunger, to Zygmunt Stern for the passing of his aunt Sylvia Plasner. Page 58, Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, v'yalma divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevorach leolam olamei olmaya, yitvarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudsha brichu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. May be seated. I call on our president, Lisa Brenner, for words of greeting.
Shabbat Shalom, Temple Israel family. Thank you, Rabbi Walk and Cantor Lissick, for leading us in services this evening. Adam Ward for your piano accompaniment. Alan Jonathan for his audiovisual support. And Steve Moore for greeting us each as we entered the sanctuary this evening. Please join us for services tomorrow morning, where we will be honoring our veterans and where the Devar Torah will be delivered by Brigadier General David Warshaw. Rabbi Kornsgold will also be leading junior congregation in the Mindy Ellen Levine Chapel. There are so many things happening at Temple Israel Religious School and for our youth, and one not to miss opportunity is our youth group rock band with Cantor Lissick, which meets on Sundays at 3:30. If you're interested and are a youth in high school, please see the Cantor. Torah Tot Thanksgiving will be Friday, November 12th at 5:45 p.m. with Rabbi Kornsgold and Mr. Caleb. Registration required from templeisraelnc.org. Please also join us for a Crystal Knot commemoration this coming Tuesday on November 9th at 7:30 p.m. here in the sanctuary and also live stream. Rabbi Walton Cantor Lissick, along with Charlotte Symphony Orchestra violinist Emily Chatham and pianist David Fisk, who is also the Symphony Orchestra's president and chief executive officer, will be having a program of music and words in commemoration of the Night of Broken Glass. Social Action, led by Jonathan and Tess Berger, are collecting new winter coats for our neighbors at Roof Above, formerly the men's shelter, along with our warm meals in November and December. Please drop off your gift of a new men's winter coat in the lobby through November 21st. And one of our other bat mitzvahs, Sarah Krasinski, collecting books for all ages, also to be dropped off in the lobby to benefit Freedom School or the Mecklenburg County Jail. So please pick up some books as well. Hanukkah is early this year. Visit the Rose Room gift shop for your Hanukkah gifts. Women of Temple Israel are also giving free gift wrapping paper. Pick up a roll or two or three as you leave services tonight on your way out. Shopping questions to Stephanie Meadow and Tessberg. And save the date for Sunday, November 12th for our third annual winter concert. December 12th. I'm sorry, what did I say? December 12th. Oh my goodness, that would not be good, would it? We wouldn't be ready. Sunday, December 12th for our third annual winter concert, co-chaired by Amy Udoff and Norm Shapiro, featuring our very own cantor, Shira Lissick, who will be joined by her friend, colleague, and composer, cantor Lori Akers, along with returning musician Neil Friedland and his musicians for Broadway on the Bema. We will also be honoring and celebrating this year's Shofar Award winners. Invitations will be coming to your home soon. Please see your weekly Shabbat announcements, weekly email blasts, and our website for all upcoming religious services, educational opportunities of all ages, social and tzedakah opportunities. Please join us. Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. Thank you, Teresa. We turn back to page 5 and we conclude our service tonight with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem Malachi Asharet Malachi Elyon Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shalom Aleichem Malachi Asharet Malachi Elyon Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Ay 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 Boachem Shalom Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Melech, Malachi, Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Nil Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Melech, Malachi, Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Nil Shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyon, Melech, Malachi, Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, ay ay ay, tzidchem l'shalom, Malachi, Shalom, Malachi, Elyonim, Melech, Malachi, Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.